Kunal gave that expression first. He will answer this question. One word, and this is not being recorded and no live streaming happening as yet. Okay, but still it's a formal occasion, so yeah. So Pratik sir has already indicated the sequence. So Kunal will tell us one word that describes his experience at NIFT. Kunal will start. Clapping is allowed, hooting is not. Remember?
Psychedelic.
Psychedelic. Kunal, nobody's marking you on this. Okay. Bhumika.
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic. All right. No, the hand went up from the photographers. I don't think we can give it to him at this point of time. Let's give it to the senior most department here, FMS department, and Pratik sir will nominate.
All are looking down on this.
Pratik sir, nominate.
Okay, we have Sakshi there.
Sakshi. One word.
Challenging.
Okay, so we had psychedelic, we had nostalgic, we had challenging. I hope I'm not supposed to put them together and make a story. It's kind of giving a horror story kind of a feel. All right, MFT department.
MFT.
Do we have a volunteer or can I pick and choose? Yes, we have one.
So it was refreshing and it was full of glam.
One word. One word.
Refreshing.
Refreshing. It sounds even better. Psychedelic, nostalgic, refreshing. Okay, that sounds like Colgate. And challenging. So that sounds like Colgate toothpaste at its fag end of its life. All right, FD department. Where are you? Okay, BFT. We have BFT. Where is BFT? Okay, BFT department. BFT department. We have a volunteer who can give me a word.
Adventurous.
Sorry?
Adventurous.
Adventurous. Oh, what kind of adventure was this? All right, adventurous. Which department is right behind BFT? I think that's AD. AD, we need a nice flowery word.
Redo.
That's nice. I think that kind of nails it. Yes, Shivin. Yeah.
It's a mental asylum.
Sorry, mental asylum. That's two words. Should I pick up asylum or should I pick up mental? Okay, that's really not two words. I mean, not one word. It's two words. So we'll pick up the asylum to make ourselves feel better. KD department. Do we have a volunteer? On the mic.
Roller coaster ride.
That's three words. Ride or roller or coaster? Okay, roller coaster ride. I will take that as a single word. FD. Get your creative juices flowing. I need a good keyword here. FD, we need volunteers. Come on, you're not being marked on this.
Variation.
Sorry?
Variation.
Variation.
A lot of different variation of people.
Variation of people. Thankfully, I thought you were talking about the variation in marks. All right, that's not so bad. FC, you should do the best here. I said you should do the best. Let's see what happens. FC department, can we have a keyword? One keyword. Who's volunteering?
Breathing space.
Sorry? Breathing space.
Yeah.
Breathing space.
Graphic design.
Did I hear you right? Breathing space?
Yeah. Graphic
Okay,
design.
somebody has to record this. Somebody actually felt in if they had breathing space.
You can take it in a good way or a bad way.
Oh, breathing space for me is like, I mean, yeah, fine. All right, TD. TD, do I have a volunteer? If nobody volunteers, Pratik sir wants Nilesh to respond.
Meow.
Symbolic
Colorful.
or expressive or formal? What was it supposed to be?
It's colorful.
Colorful.
Yeah.
Okay. So I dropped the mirror, right? All right. Okay. The mic stays with TD department. Can I have keywords now in Hindi? Guys, it's a national language. Now we are thinking. Don't say Rangila. I don't need a translation. I need keywords in Hindi.
Rangeen.
Boring. Think of a better word. Shravan is Pratik sir's nomination. Shravan, we need a Hindi word for what you picked up. Jugaad is taken already. So something else. Should I take this as silence? Yeah, yeah.
प्यार भी हो क्या?
I said Hindi word, not a Hindi
This is
movie
what Raja
title.
sir gives us.
Sorry? Okay, that sounded almost Bollywoodish. Okay, can we give it to FMS department Hindi word for what you learnt at NIFT? Shreyasi. CR.
Badlav.
Oh, for a minute I heard Badla. I almost had a heart attack. Okay, Badla is much better. Thankfully I caught my breath on time. Okay, Badla. Man, that's heavy. Okay, MFT. Apurva, you did in English, so can we have someone else in Hindi?
Somebody else. You to Iram.
Iram.
शौचालय.
I missed it. What was that?
शौचालय.
Soch.
सोच.
तुमने दिमाग लगाया. He said शौचालय. Okay, शौचालय. So we have some poetry here, I guess. Okay, any department you can stop conferring amongst yourself, and one of you gives me a Hindi word. Do we have a volunteer or Pratik sir will do it? Yep. Vibhor is putting up his hand. Yes, Vibhor?
Atulya.
What?
Atulya.
Atulya. Okay. Fine. Do I take it positively or
Ma'am, it's incomparable.
thankfully I can only think of a positive picture right now. So okay, fine. Atulya from MFT.
Okay, so
Sorry,
we are
DF.
two.
Yeah.
आश्चर्यजनक चटक पटक.
That is not one word. And Vibhor,
Khali submission.
Hindi word?
Khali submission.
Khadi submission.
Khali empty. Kora kagaz. Kora kagaz.
That's what you learned, huh? Okay, Ananya wants to say something, as usual.
Dharya.
Dhairya. Is that-
Dharya.
Huh?
Patience.
Patience. Does it relate to your DC?
That's right.
Okay, patience or
Dharya.
dhairya. Fine. Not
Sahanshilta.
Sorry?
Sahanshilta.
Sahanshilta. Much better. Okay, we have a department left out. Which one is that? FD. FD हो गया. FD department.
Jagrata.
Jagrata. Okay, I think I kind of nailed it. I hope we're only talking about waking up through the night and not the other not the Prashad also that we get at the end of the day. Okay, this is Hindi word for what you picked up at NIFT. Fair enough. Now, last bit before we wait for the guests to come in, and I want the mic to be passed on to the award winners in the front because they seem to be really cut off from the rest of the group. Aradhna, can we have the mic with the award winners? No, you don't need to get up. Okay, award winners. Now this question is it's not really a question. I just need to kind of know what you feel. So this is something that you need to maybe not restrict yourself to a word, but tell me something that you can share with your friends in terms of why is NIFT an academic place for you? You got academic awards, mind you. All right. And my first person will be Samit. So Samit will tell you, please listen to my question. Why is NIFT an academic
Hello.
place for you?
Coming back to one word answer, I would say Andvi, which means being unique and which is not touched. So I would give Andvi the word.
What is the word?
Andvi. Andvi, which means untouched, unique.
Okay, this is not a Greek word, no?
This proper Hindi word.
What is that?
Hindi word.
It's a Hindi word. Okay, fine. Last bit of Siksha. Who said Siksha, man? That we are picking up. Yes? Okay, what does it mean?
Unique,
Unique.
untouched.
Okay, fine. Now answer my question.
Ma'am, you are always told to do something that is not done. So it was kind of that we didn't do, no one else did, but it, somewhere or the other it exists. So that came into our mind, and we have to portray that part of ourselves as a designer or as ourselves.
I like this. Good. Design process is really ingrained in you. Now the word. Yes. Can we have Kadambari? Why is NIFT an academic? I saw her thinking, you know. So why is NIFT an academic place for you?
Oh, it's always
Say no.
no. It encourages you to strive to be a step ahead.
Sorry. I got digressed for a minute. Yes.
It encourages you to, stay ahead a step. So
Start ahead. First step. Okay. Pass on the mic. Manushruti.
For me, academic is not only about scoring high, it's about pushing my own boundaries and seeing what I can achieve. And if I got that opportunity in all realms of my life, even outside classroom, in labs, in classroom, with friends. So overall, it was a very academic and good experience for me.
Okay. Very good. Next. Purva.
So I feel that
just like a potter shapes the vase.
Okay.
So our faculties also, by giving us redos.
No marks on this.
Yeah, I know. So our faculties have also done that by giving us redos and like correcting us 100 times.
I wish you told us earlier. No, when they were actually giving you redos. Okay.
So that's why I feel you keep on learning here. That's why it's an academy.
So continuous learning is what you're saying. Thank you.
So every day was new, and like we were given unexpected things to go through, like and unexpected works, and that actually helped us to explore ourselves and push our boundaries to a different level. And faculties, of course, the redos and
See, you like
reworks
redos
have
and
helped.
move out, right?
We definitely like there is no one out here who has never done a redo building. Everybody has faced it. So at the end of the day, we feel it was worth working, like having sleepless nights since last 4 years here.
Okay, so Jagrata is worth it, right? Okay. Priya.
So as students, we constantly think that why do we have these many subjects, why do we have to go through all this? But now stepping into the professional world, I realized that whatever we went through in the academic sense, be it any subject, be it any assignment, it does help you in some way or the other. Be it just increase your perseverance or actually give you knowledge. So that's why it was a truly academically enriching experience.
Okay, very good. Good answer.
Okay, so learning doesn't really happen only through books, and this is one place where we've done, I think, 90% of our learning, like learning practically. So we've experimented, we've messed up a lot of situations, a lot of submissions, but we've ended up learning at the end. So I think that's one experience that's been amazing.
Okay, brilliant. Yes. Okay.
NIFT was a great place, and I had a great journey throughout this 4 years. And I got to meet people from multiple backgrounds and multiple cultures. I got to know more about it, and it was again like there were so many challenges I had to face and I had to overcome. So it was a great experience all over.
Okay, thank you. Yep, Gayatri. Now, Bhumika, sorry.
It is much more than just design.
On the mic, Bhumika.
Hello.
Yeah.
It is much more than design and glamour. You get to learn a lot of things, like more than just design. You learn how to live. You meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of different class of people, and everyone is studying here together. Like a very
So multicultural
platform.
and again from different backgrounds. Yeah.
NIFT is not only restricted to the bookish knowledge, it actually helps you in building your own personality, your own character. And what we actually have like infinite number of face-to-face interaction with multiple people, so which will actually help us a lot in the long run, and it's like an edge over others because it's really very focused on it. Whereas here we actually get we are exposed to much more practical knowledge.
Okay, so less of bookish, more of real time. Okay, Malika.
There is more than glamour to a design.
People want to talk for now. Yes, please do. Yes, Malika.
As the name says, NIFT, there is a lot more than fashion and glamour over here. Rather, there is no fashion and no glamour over here at the student stage.
Malika, how quaintly put, okay?
No, because it's more about being an institute, because it's an answer to outsiders of how it is academically limited. So that's what I have to say, that it's a lot more than, it's lot more than glamour, and lot more than fashion. It's more to design, and it's more in depth of what a person can think about it before learning it and before going through the process.
Very good. Yes.
It's a good place for yeah. Good place for develop your skills and test yourself among same people coming from the same background in terms of same interest.
Okay, so it brings a lot of people to similarities. Yes.
NIFT has always pushed me to work out of my boundaries, to work out of my comfort zone. So going through the intense course here has actually amped up my confidence. So going on to the professional world, I find I have a better competitive edge compared to students from any other institution. It puts us right in the industry.
Good. Yes. Last.
I would say it was not at all intense, or it was basically we got
It was
exposed.
not intense.
It wasn't intense.
Okay.
It is all there out there in professional life. So
Yeah, but we got exposed to a lot of varied areas and fields. So that was good, and we're using the same thing in our professional experience, which we have learned here, and it is helping us a lot there. So it was not only academic, but an overall learning and
Very good. Thank you so much, guys. Please clap for yourselves. You deserve it today. I think our guests have all arrived, so ma'am has just given me a signal that we should be good to go. So I think in the next 2 to 3 minutes we should start. All the best. Enjoy your day, and we'll meet after this function. All right? Thank you. Okay, what we'll be having outside is a ceremonial procession. So it will be led by the chief guest. We have 5 guests of honor who will be following him. It will also be led by our director. We'll have the joint director in the procession. We'll have Professor Kavita Saluja, and we'll have all your center coordinators who will be following them. So it is a ceremonial procession which begins almost near the director's cabin. We saw a red carpet outside. Okay, guys, last bit before we start. Please be careful on the ramp. I don't want it. Anyone falling, right? Watch your step, please. It's slippery and it's on an incline. And you're wearing heels, especially the girls. Everyone is requested to rise for the Ganesh Nandana.
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमट्टाय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलचारिणे गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरुवे गुरुगुरुवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्र परित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाया गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतकोत्राय धीमहि गुल्फाय गन्धमट्टाय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Thank you, Viren and Rushija, for so eloquently invoking the blessing of God Almighty. I request everyone to take their seats, please. Namaskar, good afternoon. They say that graduation is not the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new one. On behalf of National Institute of Fashion Technology, Bangalore, I welcome you all to the convocation ceremony being held for awarding degrees to the class of 2016 of NIFT, Bangalore. National Institute of Fashion Technology is a premier institute of design, management and technology. The institute was set up in the year 1986 at New Delhi. Today, we have a network of professionally managed centers across the country. Our mission is to create well-rounded and industry-ready professionals. Today, some of the brightest and most talented young individuals will step out of the portals of NIFT to take on challenges ahead of them.
On this August occasion, we are privileged to welcome the distinguished dignitaries who are with us to grace this evening. I am delighted to welcome our chief guest for the evening, Dr. Dali O. Koshi, Director General and Chief Executive Officer, ATDC and IAM. Dr. Koshi's visionary leadership and effort towards institutional building is evidenced by name twice in the years 2006 and 2008 as one of the 50 educational leaders shaping India's higher education by the leading magazine Education World. A doctorate in management from the IIT Delhi and a rank holder in MBA from CUSAT. Dr. Koshi has also been trained in the FIT, that is Fashion Institute of Technology, New York. He was a founding member of the Fashion Management Department at NIFT, New Delhi, which he headed as a senior professor and chairperson from 1987 to 2000. As director and governing council member of the iconic National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad, Dr. Koshi initiated and developed the National Design Policy, which was approved by the Government of India in 2007. He has also set up NID's R&D campus in Bangalore as well as the PG campus in Gandhinagar during the years 2006-2008. He has also been a recipient of the UNDP Fellowship for his research in India's destination markets for apparel in US, Europe and Japan. Dr. Koshi is an acclaimed international speaker, author and a design management strategist for fashion, retail and lifestyle industry. It's an honor to welcome you, sir, to grace this august occasion. I would now request Director Bangalore to welcome the chief guest with the bouquet. Thank you, sir. We are also privileged to have with us guest of honors for today. I would now like to welcome Ms. Vandana Kohli, filmmaker, musician and writer, who holds a deep interest in the human mind, behavior and efficiency. She has studied commerce, history and film from the best institutes in that country and excelled at each, including topping Delhi University. An alumna of FTII and UCLA, her films have been included projects on anger, biotechnology, women, major depression, music, crime, biographies, Indian Air Force and Indian law, amongst others. She writes a weekly column, Mindscape, for the Week magazine on Mind Brain Psych. She appears on television for debates and discussions on social change, gender and governance. Ms. Kohli is also a member of the Board of Directors for the National Institute of Fashion Technology and has spoken on the subtext of anger in TEDx talks in August 2016. We are honored to welcome you, ma'am. I will now request Director Bangalore to welcome Ms. Vandana Kohli to the bouquet.
Also joining us today is a guest of honor, Mr. Vasant Kumar, Executive Director of Max Fashions and Easy Buy India. As head of Max Indian operations, Mr. Vasant is currently spearheading the brand's aggressive growth plans in India. Max is already the largest brand in the segment with over 150 stores across 55 cities in India with a turnover of 1,800 crore rupees in the year 2015-16. With an illustrious marketing career spanning 25 years, Mr. Vasant has a rich and diverse career in marketing, sales and retail management in the apparel, FMCG and consumer durable industries in India. He's also spent a decade with Madura Garments handling their premium brand portfolio of Louis Philippe, Van Heusen and Alan Solly as Vice President Marketing. He has successfully launched Peter England, one of the largest selling apparel brands in the value segment during his stint with the company. Currently, he is also heading Easy Buy, a newly launched value apparel concept for small cities in India. We warmly welcome you, sir, and are honored to have you grace this occasion. I would now request Director Bangalore to please welcome Mr. Vasant Kumar with a bouquet. It's indeed our pleasure to welcome our guest of honor today, Mr. Atul Ujagar, Country Director, Nike Apparel Sourcing Operations, South Asia. The South Asian region, which he manages, exports over 123 million units or nearly 500 million USD of Nike apparel and accessories annually to global markets. An NIFT alumna, Mr. Ujagar's leadership position in regional sourcing function, along with being an integral part of Nike's global apparel supply chain, enables him to draw from his valuable insights and global exposure. He is credited with developing relationships with vendors in the subcontinent, with a few of them becoming Nike's topmost strategic partners. He has also been instrumental in building and aligning textile supply chains which never existed in the Indian source space earlier. More recently, under his leadership of the South Asian source space, Nike has set up Global Apparel's Innovation, Lean and Training Center in Sri Lanka for steering sustainable manufacturing practices. He is a 3-time Nike Apparel Maxim Award winner and has been facilitated with the Excellence Award for Contribution to Business and Society by the Honorable Textile Minister of Government of India at National Institute of Fashion Technology, New Delhi in the year 2005 in the presence of the President of India. He has held leadership positions and was the chairman of the American Chambers of Commerce, the Bangalore chapter, for the year 2010 and 11. We welcome you, sir, and are deeply honored to have you share the dais and bless our young graduates today. May I request Professor Kavita Saluja to please welcome him with a bouquet. Thank you, sir. It's our honor to welcome Mr. Kedar Upshankar, Joint President and Deputy Chief Executive, Aditya Birla Online Fashions or ABOF. He has a wide experience spanning 22 years across engineering and FMCG, apparel and fashion retail, and more recently the fashion e-commerce space. His significant achievements and proven track record are creating, managing and leading businesses, spearheading profit centers, delivering large-scale and complex P&Ls, achieving business turnarounds, igniting market growth, launching and managing brand portfolios, balancing scripting and execution of strategy, setting up sales and distribution and supply chain networks, optimizing cost and prudent capital allocation decisions, leading large and diverse teams, and building a strong organization-wide people culture that surpasses mere thought and action. He has also received numerous awards and recognition. Some of them are the Aditya Birla Group Chairman's Award for Exceptional Contribution in the year 2011. He is a retail icon by Asia Retail Congress for the year 2013, and he is also the National Young Manager for 2005 by the All India Management Association. We welcome you, sir, and request Professor Kavita Saluja to present him with a bouquet. Thank you, sir, and thanks to all our guests for honoring us with their presence today. May I now request our director, Professor Shivlingam, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Nitya. Good afternoon to the esteemed dignitaries on stage, my young students who stand as graduates today, parents who are rightfully proud of their wards, faculty and staff of NIFT Bangalore. It is my privilege to welcome you today to this ceremony, where our young graduates and postgraduates today begin their journey towards professional upliftment and achievement. We are honored to have with us today Dr. Dolly Goshi, Director General, Chief Executive Officer, ATDC and IAM. And he is also a visionary and who has been instrumental in building the NIFT brand as a founder of the Fashion Management Studies Department. Ms. Vandana Kohli, BOG member and filmmaker, musician and writer, and an inspiring intellectual who believes in the power of innovative thinking. Mr. Vasant Kumar, Executive Director of Max Fashions and EC Bay India, and Mr. Atul Ujagar, Country Director, Nike Apparel Sourcing Operations, South Asia. Mr. Kedar Upshankar, Joint President and Deputy Chief Executive, Aditya Birla Online Fashions. Graduation does not mark the end of an educational journey. It marks the beginning of an exciting and rewarding social and professional life. The robes that you wear today are a symbol of your attaining the knowledge, skills, and attitude to scale new heights in the fashion business. However, it is also a reminder that knowledge is a wealth that should be sought for continuously, and that your educational qualification enables you to learn and assimilate knowledge in all forms and form all means. The professional world today demands not just academic education, but also an understanding of how the world and people around you operate. You are part of a generation that is technology savvy and has been a part of a communication revolution that makes sharing of information quicker and easier. I urge you to make use of this factor and constantly seek knowledge from all sources of information. It is also necessary that you are enabled with the right attitude to implement this knowledge. True education demands humility, while at the same time affording dignity and self-confidence to face challenges that your professional journey might offer. In this business, you may have to deal with clients from different cultures, artisans from far-off villages, and colleagues from various backgrounds. It is my humble duty to remind you, as NIFT graduates, to approach everyone with dignity and openness. Keep your minds open for critique, praise and failures because they are all teachers that constantly teach you to keep your head high and learn. It is an important day, not just for our graduates, but also to their parents and guardians who have put in their years of toil along with their words so that they stand where they are today. I congratulate them too today and wish them pride and happiness in their children's pursuits. I also congratulate the faculty, staff, and administrators at NIFT who have handheld them in their journey towards success. To my young students who today are young professionals, I wish to quote Dr. ABJ Kalam, our beloved former president and visionary leader. Be active, take a responsibility, work for the things you believe in. If you do not, you are surrendering your fate to the others. I wish all the best in your future endeavors and hope that you would keep the NIFT spirit and ethos alive in your career and life. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice words. I would now like to request Professor Kavita Saluja to present the academic report for the center for the year 2016.
Thank you, Prateek. My heartiest and warm welcome to the dignitaries, our esteemed chief guest, our guests of honor. A very, very warm and affectionate welcome to all our graduating students, or shall I say, the young professionals now. It is my privilege to present to you the academic report for 16. And under the leadership of Professor V. Shivalingam, I'm sure all of you would have noticed a lot of things that we didn't do before, which we've done this particular year. NIFT Bengaluru envisions an amalgamation of contemporary trends and business practices with deep-rooted traditional arts for its pedagogical practice. It effectively combines sensitivity to sustainable development with social consciousness, keeping a strong underpinning to academics and industry requirements, enabling its graduates and postgraduates to be holistic fashion professionals. An ISO 9001-2008 certified institute, NIFT Bengaluru underlines its commitment towards maintaining quality of the highest order. Today, with our strong alumni strength and strategic partnerships with industry, we bring together an experience in creating resources that are committed to contribute to the skill and knowledge for the fashion industry. As regards our projects and consultancies at NIFT, we firmly believe that excellence is achieved not just by exemplary fashion education, but also by a strong exchange of real-time scenarios that enable problem solving and industry orientation. Projects and consultancies are a medium of exploring academia-industry interrelationship in making a difference to the fashion business. This year has been instrumental in commencement of a number of such initiatives. I would just enlist a few for you. Strengthening the Karnataka State Khadi Village Industries Board brand through integrated product mapping, design intervention, product diversification and development, training and marketing activities. The project aims to strengthen the KSKVIB brand equity and increase brand recall value of the Khadi products. A management development program was also held for middle and higher management executives and store operations teams for Levi's India. Management development program for Mintra Fashion Incubator, MFI, was held for the designers to understand global fashion business, to provide advanced level understanding of fashion business and various aspects comprising of fashion marketing, retail communication, merchandising, finance, product development, and advanced fashion. Trend Stock Autumn-Winter 2016 was a project on development of fashion trend forecast under Flipkart and NIFT collaboration. The project enabled Flipkart vendors for development of trendy apparel and accessories. Garment manufacturing technology training was held for candidates sponsored by Backward Class Welfare Department, Bengaluru. This is the third batch of such a training program to generate employment opportunities in the garment industry at various levels. MDP on garment manufacturing technology and costing for employees of CNA sourcing was also held. This was the second MDP program with CNA Sourcing International for imparting working and technical knowledge on garment manufacturing technology. An MDP on Adobe Illustrator, a training program for employees of Arvind Brands, was also held. This involved conceptualizing and conducting a series of workshops exclusively on Adobe Illustrator for designers of Arvind Brands Limited. Vidya, a program for women empowerment through skill development and training for youth and adults. This project aimed at providing training in various surface ornamentation techniques. Comprehensive training workshop on apparel design and fashion management was held for the students of GSKS JTI. An experiential learning program for Director General and directors from ETIDI, which is Ethiopian Textile Industry Design Institute, was undertaken with a great success. Student participation in national and international event always holds highest value for us. NIFT believes that students learn best when inculcated with exposure to intellectually and creatively stimulating environments. The institute is proud of the achievement of its students every year. While it is nearly impossible to enumerate all of them, it is imperative that a notable few amongst these achievements be mentioned. Mr. Ankit Kajla, along with faculty Mr. C.A. Ryan, participated and showcased our designs at Namaste Stockholm Festival. Mr. Ankit Kajla, Ms. Monami Roy, and Ms. Pragati Hegde represented NIFT in the National Handloom Day at Varanasi, along with Mr. Suresh Babu. Ms. Monami Roy attended the national level jury along with Professor Kavita Saluja at Mumbai and was conferred the third prize. Ms. Sejal Changede of semester 8, student of FNLA, won Best Jewelry Design Award in the National Jewelry Awards 2016, which carries a fantastic scholarship amount of 1,50,000. Mr. Rahul Kumar, semester 5 TD, won the second prize in Make Your Mark competition organized by IIM Bengaluru. Mr. Shailendra Pathak, KD7, and Ms. Sapna Bharti, TD7, won the consolation prizes at Design Sutra. Shailendra and Dikshita from Knitwear Design won the Eco Chic Awards as well. Ms. Isha of KD6 won the first prize in Wear the News competition organized by IIM Bangalore. Ms. Shweta Sharma, student of FD6, won the second prize in Hindi poetry competition. 7 students from Fashion Communication participated in Typo Day 2016, an international conference. Ajay Chandran, a student of FNLA semester 4, was shortlisted by the SAG committee in the logo design for 12th South Asian Games logo design competition. Taking cognizance of the fact that fashion education steps across the boundaries of classroom teaching, the Institute hosted a large number of interactive workshops, seminars, and guest lectures from stellar professionals in the industry. The Department of Fashion Communication organized a seminar on Route 16, Ideas and Entrepreneurial Journey. The Knitwear Design Department organized expert lectures on various topics with the support of British Council and IDL. A fashion management symposium on e-commerce insights on strategy, technology, operations, and entrepreneurial opportunities was held at the campus and organized by Department of Management Studies. Like they say, the written word is more powerful than a sword, and the power of knowledge disseminated through the medium of writing for national and international publications and presentations was evident with multitude of research papers published by faculty and students. Faculty members who authored and co-authored, presented and or published research papers are for the International Case Symposium on Fashion Retail and Management 2015 organized by NIFT Bhubaneswar, Ms. Gulnaz Banu and Mr. Gokulakanan. On the topic is Omni-Channel Retailing the Future of Retail, Retail Trends and Strategies. Ms. Gulnaz Banu and Mr. Prateek Ghosh on reverse logistics in e-retail industry, e-fashion retail industry. Dr. Sanjeev Malage and Mr. Sunil Kumar on the app way from web to app platform. Ms. Kritika GK and Dr. Yatindra L on catapulting of small enterprises and entrepreneurs by e-retailers, a business case of Campus Sutra. Dr. Nilanjana Bairagi, design and development of functional clothing for eczema and psoriasis patients. Dr. Nilanjana Beragi also did several other papers, namely user-centric and technology-centric design research, key to successful product development in the area of footwear design for toddlers, and design and development of games for children with cerebral palsy at Insight 2015 Design Research Conference at NID Bengaluru. She also presented a paper on emergence of new trends, a study of traditional textiles and costumes of Riang and Tripuri tribes of Tripura, India, at the International Conference on Fashion and Textiles, NIFT Jodhpur. She also presented an innovative fashion and design development design research tools during the 29th National Convention and Textile Engineers. She has also co-authored a paper titled Bacterial Contamination of Nurses' White Coats in a Tertiary Care Hospital in Delhi, submitted for publication in a Journal of Hospital Infection. Ms. Nitya Venkatraman presented a paper on collaborative design for Rangoli, Insights into Traditional Indian Practice at the 3rd International Conference on Design Creativity held at Indian Institute of Sciences, Bangalore. She also published a paper on the impact of user-generated content on purchase intention of fashion products, a study on female consumers in Bangalore at the Indian Journal of Marketing, a Scopus refereed journal. Mr. B. Raja presented a paper on Adur Gopalakrishnan, Swayamvaram and Auteur Theory at the International Conference on Media and Visual Literacy organized by SRM University, Chennai. Mr. Prashant Kesi presented a paper on the impact of cosmopolitanism on purchase behavior of fashion product among cities' youth at the 9th NASME International Marketing Conference at the Great Lakes Institute, Mahabalipuram. Ms. Junali Das Bajpai published a paper in academic journal Pariprashna on scope of SA 8000 implementation in garment manufacturing units, attitudes and perceptions of the top and middle management. She also published a paper on voluntary labor welfare schemes, measures adopted by garment export units in Bengaluru at the International Journal of Business and Management. Ms. Subbalakshmi Kropi's paper on music and fashion of Nagaland was selected for presentation at the International Fashion Conference at Universidad de Navarra, Pamplona, Spain. Her case study on Airy and ND Silk, a handloom cluster, was also selected for presentation at the 90th Textile Institute World Conference, Poznań, Poland. Dr. Anupama Gupta's paper on inland transportation and lead time of apparel exports was presented in the proceedings of Hamburg International Conference of Logistics, HICL, 20 Innovations and Strategies for Logistics and Supply Chains. She also attended this conference in Hamburg to present her findings. Dr. Yatindra L. presented a paper on role of handicraft in folk communication at the 22nd All India Annual Conference of Folk Society of South Indian Languages, Fossils, National Forum at Tirur, Kerala. He also delivered a keynote address during Spring-Summer 2016 Trends and Forecast Analysis for Handicraft Exporters, organized by Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts, and on enabling handicraft artisans towards exports through design during a 2-day workshop for handicraft artisans at Salem. He delivered a keynote address on importance of design on handicraft artisans and exporters at Mysore during 2-day seminar on export procedures and documentation and international marketing opportunities and design development of Karnataka handicrafts, organized by Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts and Development Commissioner Handicrafts. Dr. Yatindra L. and Ms. Shipra Roy presented a paper on bamboo, rise from everyday material to bespoke lifestyle products, and a paper on sustainable bamboo fashion, a thoughtful choice to luxury, at the National Seminar on Bamboo Reserve Management and Advances in Utilization Options, conducted by Institute of Wood Sciences and Technology. Ms. Shipra Roy made a presentation on 25th June 2015 at Gadak, Karnataka, on design trends in export market for Handloom Export Promotion Council members. Dr. Rashmi Thakur published her findings on optimization study to improve filtration behavior of electric filter media at the reputed Taylor and Francis Journal of Textile Institute in January 2016. Dr. Vibhavari Kumar was invited as a keynote speaker for deliberation on topic My City, My Way, along with architect Jessim, for an event organized by Biodesign Farm and TOSA, the Oxford School of Architecture at the Oxford School. In students' development activity, NIFT Bengaluru reiterated its excellence in holistic education by bagging the third prize in Converge 2015, the Inter-NIFT Festival held at NIFT Patna. As for the placements, the center is proud to report that placements this year saw the generation of 506 vacancies, 173 companies registered for placements at NIFT Bengaluru. 86% of the registered companies turned up for the placements, with a total of 284 vacancies, out of which 122 candidates were selected from the campus. The highest salary was offered by Flaunt.com with a pay package of 6 lakhs per annum, followed by Future Lifestyle, Woonik Technologies Private Limited, and Urban Ladder, offering 5 lakhs per annum each. The average salary offered for the placed candidates is 4 lakhs per annum. In 2016, Industry and Alumni Unit, Bangalore, has assisted 83 companies to channelize job openings to NIFT alumni. Bangalore campus of NIFT is actively involved in establishing close ties with international institutes. Our students have been selected for semester exchange to some of the most reputed institutes, namely ONSAID France, NABA Italy, Queensland University of Technology, AMFI Amsterdam, FIT dual degree program. We also had students coming to NIFT in the exchange for semester exchange from various foreign universities, namely Saxion University, Netherlands, NSAID France. The Swiss textile program is the most successful program of the last 7 years, with an active exchange of students every year for the sessions with faculty, industry and craft sector. Mr. Mohan Kumar VK also visited Switzerland to explore further scope of cooperation. Under the NIFT Cluster Initiative, which we've been engaging recently in a very, very important and heavy way, this year students visited the cluster of handloom silk saris of Chintamani, turnwood lacquerware of Channapatna, inlay work, Ganjifa cards and Mysore paintings at Mysore cluster. The Shivarpatna and Channapatna visits were also had also generated some amount of corporate gifting ideas. The CIC attended a seminar and training on craft practices and tradition at Jaipur. She also organized and coordinated a handloom and handicraft exhibition with 100 Hands, which is an NGO. This year, the CIC also submitted a proposal for the Creative Design and Business Incubation Center, the CDBIC, for upliftment and market linkages for artisans from handloom and handicraft sectors. The year has been successful and fulfilling, with the center making its mark not only with student engagement, but also with integrating academics and real-time experiences. The generation of industry-academia partnership is the core essence of building fashion education, which is inclusive, sustainable, and cohesive. It is this very vision that NIFT Bangalore helps to take forward into the next academic year. With the wishes of joyful innings ahead, I thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Dali Okoshi, to address the gathering, please.
A very good evening to all of you. Say good evening. Yeah. I came down because I don't want you to think that some convocation speaker has come and talked something and gone off. Because I have been in 9 convocations in NID, and I found that it is more of a speech delivered, and it is not often fully percolate down to the students. So if you can see my eyes and if you can see my face and you can feel free, then it will be much better. I must welcome this entire convocation in a different way. It is actually a celebration of the teacher and the taught. And of course, the outcome is that you are getting a degree or some recognition. But the convocation is essentially a celebration of the student and also those teachers who taught you. So I must certainly pay compliments to Professor Shilingam, the director of NIFT Bangalore, and also the incoming new director general who is taking charge, as I understand today, and wish her very well. And Ms. Vandana Kohli, my earlier student and currently country head of Nike, Mr. Atul Jagar, industry seniors Vasant Kumar and Kedar Upshankar, right? And Kavita is a dear colleague earlier, and Kavita Saluja. And I understand there are 50 faculty members nearly in NIFT Bangalore, and about 850 students. And now about 240 students are graduating. And in an institute which has come a long way, having now 15, 16 NIFTs, something like 3,000 students, and also about 1,000 faculty members, 950,000. But sometimes when we look at all this, the journey looks very simple. But the journey is not that simple. So what I am going to do is, the speech which I have prepared, we will put it on the web. It is called Towards a Nifty Age for Indian Fashion. If I read out, it will be very boring. So what I'm going to do is ask my colleagues to upload it in the social media. But I'm going to broadly cover 2-3 points of this, what I have made. First of all, Bangalore is very nostalgic for me. This campus brings in a train of a procession of memories. The procession of faculty is nothing compared to the procession of memories. In 1986-87, India was not what you see today. It was still roti, kapda, makan and rozgar. Rozgar was very important. Even now rozgar has come back to central stage. India was really not in the league when you could have really imagined a fashion institute. But there were visionaries in that point of time in textile ministry, and above all there were people like Popul Jaker. And I remember accidentally I happened to be on the day when NIFT was inaugurated in 1986 in the Samrat Hotel. Popul Jaker in a graceful, beautiful handloom sari lit the lamp and inaugurated NIFT. NIFT, as I understood at that point, was India's heritage of textiles, crafts, and Popul Jaker was a czarina of all that, what represented the best of India's traditions. And there were officers who had seen a fight in New York and wanted to telescope India's cultural heritage and textiles to the contemporary fashion world. And NIFT was born. But in my opinion, it took a lot of courage, and courage of conviction, and also great amount of vision to have created an institute which was not necessarily in the grain of thinking of most people. In a way of comparison, NID was born in 1961, just after, you can say soon after, within almost all the iconic, which Jawaharlal Nehru called as the temples of modern India. We were all born in that first 1.5 decades of post-independence. And 1961, when NID was conceived, and Charles Eames and his wife came to India on the invitation to travel around India and then first find out what kind of design is needed for India. And a famous India report was created by Charles Eames. If you Google India report, you will find a very fine document in which the lota, if you have seen a lota, he said that the lota is the finest example of India's design because it is almost, you can put it on the hip of a woman who carries the water, or on the head, you can in maybe 10 or 15 of such lotas, and your hands can be free, and it is so perfectly symmetric and beautiful. And he said that is how the design should evolve in a country. And NID was born out of that philosophy, that there should be a design ideal for India. However, V.S. Naipaul, who wrote a very famous tome in 1976. Anybody who knows the name? India, the Wounded Civilization. He unfortunately wrote a castigating chapter in the book, putting a lot of negativity about NID. So when I took over as director of NID on 5th June 2000, surprisingly, after 24 years after that article appeared, the question asked by the press was, what do you think of V.S. Naipaul's criticism of NID? Well, I don't want to go into answers because we have been given 15 to 20 minutes. But why I am telling this is that it haunted NID for several years, the strident criticism which came from a famous author like V.S. Naipaul. Similarly in India, L.C. Jain, who was a planning commission member, felt that NIFT was not required for him. And within 3 years of starting NIFT, in 1990, June 15th, India Today, if you see, there is a very full-page two-page article called NIFT Out of Fashion, within 3 years of starting NIFT. The 4 crore budget was brought down to 1 crore. And NIFT was asked to either fend for itself or shut down. It was very important that you understand the history when you sit in this room. It was students of the 1991 batch who held a sensational press conference where 17 large national media attended the press conference and said that no, we want this institute to continue. And there were of course faculty members who joined and said that we will run this facility to manufacture collections and make it self-sustaining. So building institutions, when you sit in a now 16 branches institute with 3,000 students and 1,000 faculty members, you would think that it came as very easy journey. Same like NID now having 4 more campuses. Lot of people work, and every batch when it passes out, as a faculty member who has taught, I can tell you, it is like you are completely drained at the end of that semester. Something very dear to you when they pass out and leave the institute portals, something very dear to you is being torn away from you. Only if you have been a teacher and you have actually taught faculty members, you know how difficult it is to part with the students and how difficult it is to share the journey which they have seen in their life. I was invited by the NIFT students on September 30th in Ashoka Hotel, where they had an alumni meeting. I would tell you, it is an astounding feeling to see NIFT students because they are one of the best group of students whom you can ever run into. They are great kids, they are great students. They have also never thought, Atul Ujagar, who was an engineer, it would have been a very difficult thing for us to retain him, telling that these courses have a future in India. Similar was the case with many people. I remember the NIFT board meeting going on, and as a part of this cutting down of budget, they felt that IIMs and other management institutes are already doing a good job. Why should there be an AMM department? Let AMM department be closed. So I was waiting outside the room, the boardroom, waiting for the bio break of some of the board members to come out so that I can whisper into their ears that there were people who got admission in FMS and IIMs who chucked out that particular admission and joined NIFT. Today we have Adul Ujjaja sitting in Nike, we have Sanjeev Mohanty sitting in, just now he was earlier in Benetton and now in Jabong and now moved to Levi's, and Gaurav Mahajan sitting in Raymond, and so many students. If we take the top 10 designers in the country, 7 of them were in that first decade. You can see today's top list if you take. Similarly, if you take the top brass of India's textile, apparel, retail and other companies, you will find several of them are IIM graduates. If you take entrepreneurs who have become successful and buying houses heads, they are GMP graduates. But it required a lot of persuasion in that period to convince people the relevance of NIFT. It was also not the same journey for NIDs. I remember Abarna, a student of NID, when I visited Milan, wanting to meet me separately. So I said, yes, I will meet just after meeting this Polytechnico di Milano. So she came and said, sir, I want you to do me a favor. Can you call my mother and tell her what exactly I am doing as a designer? So I said, why? She doesn't know that you are working in Olivetti? No, but she does not understand. I am really having everyday fight with my parents. Why did I choose this design profession? So it was a hard journey for also some of the students. Hard journey for also the faculty. Hard journey for also the policymakers. Hard journey for also the administrators to set up some of these institutes and create the infrastructure, create the future of this industry. However, when we look at the earlier areas when we were sent to FIT New York for training, one of the very interesting things which Professor Elaine Stone, who was very well glamorous professor, she came to the class and said that you are some people from our NIFT I see who have come to study, but don't think that FIT is your classroom. Your classroom is the Big Apple, the New York. This made a world of difference to us. I don't know how many of you made Bangalore and the nearby and the Karnataka and the great traditions of textiles of Malkal Moru to Kolar to Bidar to Bellary to Basavakalyan to Hubli to Tharwad to all these places, because I worked here in 1977. I know such beautiful traditions exist. And if you have thought that Bangalore is your, the campus is your classroom, probably the professors like Elaine Stone did not tell you that that is not necessarily the classroom. It is the environment in which you want to really be there, whether it is New York, whether it is India, whether it is Bangalore. Now, why I went into this is because in India there was a discussion. Why can't there are people in the board meetings of NID, for example, when we were setting up the Gandhinagar campus and Bangalore campus and made a design policy to have few more NIDs. They said that, you know, Harvard Business School, look at it, it's only a single campus. Why do you require so many campuses? Similarly, now there was a moot question in 1994 when NIFT was expanding, whether you require more NIFTs. But given the diversity of culture, diversity of the textiles of India, the craft traditions of India, the various skills which exist. Our problem is that we teach skills, but we don't create demand for skills. Both need to go coexisting. If you create skills in kalamkari, or in ari work, or in khanda work, you require also to create demand for such things. We create skills, but we don't create demand, and therefore the skills die. It is important to know that NIFTs, which have been set up in different centers, have the responsibility to ensure that the textile traditions of India become globally known. And that was the original purpose. The purpose was that India's Fashion Institute becomes a global beacon for fashion. Why? We have now a demographic bulge, as Mark Tully called it, something like 500 or 450 million youth. And it is, the median age is still about 26, 27. And such a country which can connect youth and produce great fashions, this is the biggest opportunity. And this is the biggest call which you need to take, because that is where NIFT is going to find its relevance. When it truly becomes what it was meant for, to become a global fashion leader. It is, whether it has done it already, from what Kavita was reading out, every institute seems to be doing a lot of work and creditable work, but needs to be impactful. Today is a world where, I don't know whether you see some of the BBC or CNN, impact is a big word. Whether your work created an impact, whether your institute created an impact. When I took over as director, I made a speech like this and told the students, I want you to stand out in front of the gate of NID and ask the passers-by, do you know which institute is this? What do they do inside? Are they relevant for our city? And you would have been surprised that people did not even know. They thought it is Calico Mills. Some people thought it is Sardar Patel, some museum. People did not know that it is NID. And they did not know what they were doing for the city. So I said, if you are not, if you are in a city, and if you are not being recognized what the gate you are passing by and why that NIFT is important, there could be some other LC Jains at some point in time. So it is very important. When I was coming in this flight, I was so touched to read about an NID, NIFT student who has worked with the Disability Foundation, creating gowns for physically challenged, or we call it now differently abled people. And Malavika Iyer, who lost both the hands in a grenade when she thought that is a grenade which is dead, and she took it for rubbing the jeans or something, and both the hands were gone, amputated. And the students have made garments for such people and also other differently able people. And I understood from our faculty members like Prashant that there is a great work going on from 2014 here on Khadi. That is the work which will make sure that your institute's relevance is not questioned at some point in time by somebody. And that is also the relevance of sustainability. Because if India has a future, it is in the sustainable fashion. Because we have the great opportunity for that. And we need to take these calls and push these ideas forward. In the current issue, the changes which you want to now see in the country is not the same as the period of the birth of NIFT. Just a week ago, in the Seattle, USA, a full garment has been made by a robot for the first time through automated sewing. It is a celebratory, thing which has been broadcast everywhere, telling that this is the first time a robot has made a full garment. Just a few months ago in July 6th, I think, Irvin, what is her name? Her name is fashion designer Iris Van Herpen. Have you heard of it? Who made a 3D collection and made it presented in the fashion collection Paris week. Alibaba, last Singles Day on November 11, sold $14.3 billion. This year, our colleague Kedar is sitting here. The online business has done enormously, many times more than what they did in the last season. H&M, which opened a physical store in Delhi, on the first day sold about 1.75 crores. So there is tremendous amount of opportunities which has come suddenly. The technology and fashion have started to becoming co-creators, co-travelers, and they are able to redefine the boundaries which are ceasing, which are getting transcending or getting completely wiped out, where you can reach the world. Now the question is, are we just opening the doors to Zara and Mango and Vera Moda and Forever 21 and M&S and thinking that we have done a great deal? And even without spending an advertisement, even 1% of the revenue, if Zara is able to get a queue in their shop, why is that we are not able to create, even after 30 years of NIFT, a brand? I asked this question, my colleagues on the retail scene on the dais may not like it. In Mumbai recently, in the International Apparel Federation seminar, to Arvind and Madhura Garments, both the guys were there on the dais. I asked them, why is that Arvind brings only Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein, And why such an Indian company cannot bring an Indian label, Indian brand? Why is that Madura Garments, Peter England and Louis Philippe and Alan Solly kind of brands are only there? Why is that using Nifty's talent, why are you not promoting Indian brands? Because what essentially is lagging behind in India, we are still looking at raw material exports, we are looking at intermediary exports, and when it comes to brands, nobody is creating those brands. Whether it is designers, $25.5 billion is the retail sales. The designer wear is still stuck up in bridal wear mainly. They have not become large-scale print brands, large-scale diffusion fashion brands. So what is that holding? Why is it that? In fact, Ajay Shankar, the Competitive Council chief, who was also my secretary in DIPP earlier, he wanted me to hold a meeting along with the government of India. How can people come forward and say, what should India do to create a Zara or Mango or Uniqlo? How did Ortega become the biggest, wealthiest person in the world? How did Uniqlo set up such 800, 900 stores and change the Chinese industry in such a manner that which will suit them? We need to really look at what is that role which we can now telescope, which I started by telling. The purpose of setting up NIFT has an underlying thing that NID should create Indian designs. NIFT should create Indian idiom of design in fashion. And we should therefore become global powers in design, not only just manufactured in India, but also designed in India, branded from India, branding from India, and brands of India. And it is very important that we look at these issues, because now you have 400 fashion institutes and departments in the country. It's just not only NIFT 17 centers. There are some 200,000 students we have trained in apparel design technology. Now just a word about where do we stand in the context of the world skills. Fashion technology, all of you agree that we have completed 3 decades of education. We as India joined the World Skills Organization only in 2006. The World Skills competition, we are participating in 18 out of 55 countries. Out of 52 competitions, we are only in 18 items. And what happened in London, for example, that was in 2011 World Skill Week. India's contestant in fashion technology got 451 points against the topper, with 544 of Switzerland and 526 of China. In 2013 World Skills Meet in Leipzig, India's competitor got 447 points against the topper, with 540 of Finland and 535 of France. In the last one, I was there in Sao Paulo. India's representative got 492, a good jump really, while the gold medal winner from China, Taipei, got 537 and Brazil 535. So after 30 years of fashion education, just like our Olympics, if we are lagging behind in terms of the world parameters and standards, and there was in London and Leipzig almost 100-point difference between the winner and the India's contestant, and last year it dipped to almost 50 or 55 points, and the next competition is coming up in Abu Dhabi. The point is that NIFT should set up a world skill cell. 150 parameters on which 3 types of garments are assessed by world experts and give you the points. That is when we say that, okay, we have created world scale, world standards, people who can compete and who can be part of the world. And that is what, the passing out students should set those standards, and the people who are studying there should aim such standards. Because if India is just going to be also ran, and our productivity is already low, our costs are rising, the only way India's industry will survive is by value addition. For value addition, what is the meaning of haute couture? What is the meaning of haute couture? Haute couture means finest swing, finest form of skills expression. It is not high fashion, as some people think that haute couture means high fashion. No. If you look at the dictionary, it says finest form of swing. So if you look at the technology skills, you require certain skills which are essential to creating that particular new watershed. And that is what you should be aiming for in terms of where you want to reach. Now, coming to the last part of this, I feel very fortunate that I've been able to be part of the founding faculty team of NIFT in those times, in that watershed period, and to be part of NID for a long 9 years, and now in the skills arena for the last 8 years. One thing which stands out is that I strongly believe if India's farm labor has to find alternative employment, 150 million of them who will be displaced, and if India's 17 million youth which join every year to the workforce need to find jobs, textile and apparel sector and the value chain from fiber to fashion need to be the biggest draw of such people, our youth, to be given employment. And if China's GDP has gone up, it is only because women joined the workforce. India's single women has reached 21% out of the total population of women. But if you look at the employment, it is still lagging behind. It is a very slow pace. The more India's women are empowered and more women are given employment by you as entrepreneurs, because this is not the period only of taking jobs. The biggest opportunity which you have is to become now an entrepreneur, where you can create jobs, to be a job giver. In our times, Rozgar was very important. But now, how to become an entrepreneur is equally important. And if you have good ideas, we are living in an imagination economy. And Albert Einstein said so well, imagination is more important than knowledge. What holds back our country in creating those brands? What holds back us from really becoming a world-class beater in fashion technology skills is that we are not imagining that we want to do that. We want to be there. And Professor Shivalingam quoted Professor Abdul Kalam. Always used to think that if you can actually believe that you can do it, you can do it. All his speeches, if you look at to the young generation, he has said that believe that you can do it, and you can certainly achieve that. And this is so very important for India to move forward. So I do hope the new talent coming out of NIFT will not only learn to know, learn to do, but also learn to learn. This is one of the most beautiful things I learned in NID. You need to learn to know. You need to learn to do. Because earlier only learn to know was enough in our period. That is just knowledge. But today you need to do the skills, learn to do. But most importantly, your life is so dynamic. India's 2022 when India turns 75. And India becomes 2035 when India's youth starts becoming more and more aged population. You have two important destination years. In that, you need to do learn to learn, on the run and on the go. And there will be rapid technological changes that will make jobs obsolete. 550 job profiles a day are disappearing. It is almost staggering to think about, like you may not believe, but 550 types of job profiles are disappearing every day because of technology, because of rapid automation, etc. And Charles Darwin said very beautifully, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Fashion is all about change. And you accept change as the new normal. And you are able to continuously learn. You will have a great future. And NIFT is a great institution, and you will do well in your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such inspiring words. I would have the pleasure to invite Ms. Vandana Kohli to stage to address our young graduates. Please, ma'am.
I'm following Dr. Koshi's lead, and I've decided also, I think this is standing here makes me feel, and I'm sure will make most of us feel, that we are closer to you than to speak from up there. The esteemed chief guest, guests of honor, Professor Shivalingam, the senior faculty, teachers, staff, research assistants, parents, young ladies and gentlemen. It's a very special day for you, and I'm grateful to have the privilege to be here and share this with you. I was listening to Dr. Koshi, and he, in his address, has touched upon so much information about not just NIFT, but about the industry, and has given you so many insights. So I'm going to try and keep this brief, because it's difficult to add to the spectrum of what he's already presented. I had the opportunity today, earlier in the day, to walk around the campus and to interact with faculty. And the feeling that I had was that this is a very vibrant institute. And as a board member, I've been to a few NIFTs, but I can tell you that the feel in Bangalore seems a little different from what I've encountered so far, for several reasons. The first thing, of course, that struck me, and applause to you, there's a certain dynamism in an unaggressive way, if I may say, from the students, because these days there's so much emphasis on being aggressive that sometimes being dynamic and being aggressive is uninterchangeable. But it is important to make that distinction. And I found that distinction here. There's a lot of dynamism, there's a lot of activity without it being unnecessarily aggressive. I was struck by the cleanliness of your campus, and I told Professor Shivlingam and complimented him on it. And I was also struck by the human resource that you have here, which is your faculty. Because even as more and more automation comes in, the human factor cannot be discounted, and in that sense I think we are uniquely positioned as a society, as a country, because here there is, which is what I found reflected in faculty, there is head and heart. So there's a certain amount of teaching that you can impart in the classroom and say these are the things, this is the information we're giving you. But that whole interaction, as Dr. Koshi also said, and Professor Shivlingam mentioned, between faculty and the student, it's like you pour yourself into the student. And India actually, I find, has this unique combination of head and heart. We were earlier talking in the conference room before we walked in about things that are unique in our country. And while automation is happening in the West, I find that is their set of circumstances. We are a different economy, we have different strengths, and people are our strengths. And when I travel abroad, if I'm going for an international conference, or I have friends visiting from abroad, and they try to understand India better, the one example that I sometimes give them, I say, India is where you can see 2000 BC and 2000 CE together on the same road at the same time. And I've seen that. I've seen a bullock cart and a Bentley. And I've seen, and so, not just the two extremes, but everything in the middle at the same time on the same road. And it blows their minds, but it works. Nobody knows how it works, but it works. Which brings us to the fact that we are a living civilization of almost 4,000 years. We are living it. There are layers and layers and layers of civilization, and layers and layers and layers of knowledge and craft, which you as NIFT students have access to. And even as NIFT is the premier institute in the country, there is no denying that. This is an advantage that you have over international students. In the fall collection this August in Milan, critics were expecting, I'm sure you've already followed it, but critics were expecting, something new, which was the Insta-pop kind of a collection. Insta-pop is something that is called instant, something that can happen quickly, and they were taken completely by surprise because several labels presented a collection which was heavy on handicraft. So we are sitting on the very source of it. And, y'all are working with craft clusters. Y'all go there, you do different workshops with them. you learn the craft, you interact with them. But what becomes important is to apply, therefore, your learning. So to my mind, actually, seeing the trajectory of NIFT and students from NIFT, I think the fashion design department and designers that are coming from NIFT, I mean, you know, they have found that space for themselves. But I feel even more important at this point in time is fashion communication. Because there is a gap between communicating the strengths that we have to not only other parts of the world, but within the country also. And in fashion communication, you are learning fashion, design, and the tools to communicate it. And I feel that's where the gap probably, or some of the gap might be addressed between learning a skill, knowing about it, and creating demand for it. Because when you write about it and when you disseminate that information, then people know about it. When people know about it, they can think about it, and then even consider, you know, accessing it or going to it and using it. When I was, before I went to film school, I was working in the media, and I was working, we were making these programs by pure feel. And I interned with a documentary filmmaker, and he told me, he said, you know, you're good, but you need to go to film school. I said, what is there on the job that I might not learn that I need to learn in film school? He said, you know, unless you go to film school, you will not know what you don't know. You won't even know that this is something you need to know. And he's right. For instance, in film school, I learned there's something called visual grammar. When you edit a sequence, you're not just editing it randomly and picking shots randomly. There is an entire grammar to why the next shot should come and how long the next shot should stay if you want to keep your viewer hooked. So the point is that in fashion communication, you know those things. And when you put out that information, when people hear about this stuff, if they haven't heard about it, it opens up their choices, and then they can consider accessing those choices or making use of it. But in fashion communication, and as actually not just fashion communication, I feel as a rule, as something to consider overall, I feel we need to give more importance to language. For several reasons. That you may have excellent skills, you've done very well in class, you have a very good mind, but if you want to hit that upper edge, which is what Dr. Koshi was talking about, that, you know, why is it that we are 100 points down or 50 points down from so many other people? There are other factors, but one factor which is constantly overlooked is language. If your language, and you will continue to learn, there is no age to improve your language, because it gives you access to the top echelons of anything, whether it's writing about it, it's thinking about it, it's reading about it, it's putting out forward, because language actually, when you begin to improve your language, there's something else that happens in your brain. And that is, your brain becomes more and more precise. As you start being aware of your language and you begin to think about what is it exactly that I want to say, your mind begins to look for that exact word or that exact sentiment. And it becomes sharper and sharper. Often language and talking is one way of meditating, because you are in the present moment, all your faculties in the present moment, trying to look for that perfect word or that perfect tone to communicate. And I find, and your parents will be witness to this, that I find even as you all grow smarter, sharper, and more informed, your language has suffered. So please bear that in mind. We are all emphasizing the fact that, you know, your one journey is finished and another has begun. We can't emphasize that enough. Life is a different journey. And as Professor Shivlingam mentioned, it is your attitude or your approach which is going to make all the difference. And to my mind, actually, I feel that what is important is how do we handle disappointment? To my mind, actually, life is about what you choose to celebrate. So there are people who celebrate violence. That's their life. And that therefore shapes their life. And there are people who celebrate joy. And there are people who celebrate different things. So life is about really what you celebrate. And life is also about how you handle disappointment. So while we wish you to fly, and we wish you to have all the hopes and aspirations that your mind and your heart can take you to, expectation can get difficult. And when you expect too much, you make yourself vulnerable to disappointment. So just a word of caution there, that life is both, since we're talking about an approach as you're going to step out into the real world, it is important to keep your dreams and aspirations alive and keep improving your skills, and it is therefore also important to take disappointment as it comes. It has its place. It'll come, but when it comes, it shouldn't stop you. It shouldn't make you stuck. You need to, like she says in The Queen of Katwe, you know, I don't know how many people, who's seen the film Queen of Katwe? It came recently, it's a Meera Nair film, on this young girl from a slum in Uganda who's become a chess champion. And she sets her heart on this chess Olympiad in Russia, and she keeps saying, you know, I'm going to win this, and once I win it, I'll get this much money, and my family will be out of trouble because they're very poor. And he keeps warning her. He knows her talents, but he keeps warning her, says, okay, take it easy, take one day at a time. And unfortunately, she loses. And because she had set her expectations so high, she was so unprepared to handle that disappointment that momentarily it blows her apart. And she says, I'm never going to play again. She's just 13 or 14. So he waits. He waits for her to feel better. And then he tells her, when he finds a moment, he says, you know, falling and losing doesn't, to something particular, doesn't necessarily mean that you have failed. Because every time you lose, what you need to do is you need to reset those pieces on the chessboard and move on. Play again. And I thought it was a great metaphor for life. You've come to a situation, you may face a certain disappointment, you reset the pieces and you start again and you move on. And I'd like to end on that note, and Dr. Koshi quoted Einstein, Albert Einstein, one of my favorite guys too, for several beautiful quotes, and this one is actually my favorite. He said, life is like a bicycle. If you want to keep your balance, you have to keep moving. So thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here. I'm very happy to share this moment with you. I wish you all the best, and many congratulations to the parents as well. Thank you, and to the faculty.
I'll be closer to all of you. Mr. Dali is anyway amongst, Dr. Dali anyways amongst all of you, so he can choose wherever he wants. He's part of you. It's really indeed an honor to be part of this convocation. There was an excellent speech by Dr. Dali and followed by Ms. Vandana. It has really set high standards. It's a very important moment for all of you, all the students, where you are graduating. From my end, I can share certain practical experiences I have as you graduate out. Dali said, why should you be having awe about global brands? I agree with him. In fact, I go back in memory when we launched Peter England in 1997. Peter England was not portrayed as an international brand. We took a nice name, Peter England. It is UK based, but it was out and out an Indian way of doing it. We had launched it as a honor shirt. It was done in a television commercial with the Hindi ads. It was very much an Indian brand. And as I know now, it is over 1,200 crore brand. I'll take the next part which I did, which I launched Max in India. It is a part of Dubai-based Landmark Group. In 2005, I was sitting here not more than 500 meters from this place in a 2-bedroom apartment. We hired a 2-bedroom apartment, and that's where our office was, Max office. From there, we started with NIFT graduates. There's a designer, Kamakshi Kaul, he's head of design. She started with us 11 years back. We had stalwarts who are all from your alumni. Today we have more than 150 of yours with us. In the past, we are 12 years old now. We are the fastest growing brand in the country. We are the single biggest mono brand in the country, Max, which is 2,000 crores now. It's growing at 33% per year for non-stop for 12 years. And the speed, same speed, we are going to grow for the next 5 years also. Again, we have taken a common name, but it is Indianized. More than 70% of the designs are made by NIFT graduates sitting in India. Today, they travel all corners of the globe. They visit Sweden, they visit Spain, they visit UK, they visit Hong Kong, Korea. Today, the designers are right now in Korea. They visit US. What they managed to do is bring the best globally to India. And we are proud to say that our positioning is, we are the Indian H&M. So we don't need to ape H&M. We also have our own way of doing things. Success is, even when we launched a new Max store 1 month back, we're amazed to see that the numbers it is turning out. Today, more than 3,000 customers come every day. And it's turning out to 9 lakh rupee sales per day, which was unbelievable. All I am saying is, nothing is impossible. If you put your mind to it, Indian talent is as much respected even globally if you stand up. Invariably, the issue is we don't stand up. We don't use our full skills and apply it continuously. We many times don't have the tenacity to carry on. It is that skill which is to be built from all of you. As you go out, the world is very much wide open for the fashion fraternity. I agree with Ali. When I joined 94, 95 in fashion, it's a very small industry. The word fashion itself is new. People call it as garment and apparel and all. Fashion itself was new. Today it has grown 30-fold. And it is predicted that from now on, over the next 10 years, it will grow further 10-fold. We have matured brick and mortar industry. We have a huge e-commerce industry which Kedar is a part of. And the next new thing that is going to happen is the omni-channel, where people want anything, anytime, anywhere. All of it is going to help fashion. The biggest advantage you have is this is one industry over the past 25 years, 22 years, Amazon has started e-commerce 22 years back. Still, fashion remains unaffected as an industry. Yes, e-commerce industry has really done very well in fashion. In fact, that has helped the regular brick and mortar players also, because they managed to use the omni-channel route to expand. So the issue is not the channels. The issue is, are you reinventing the business you are in? So today, I see an opportunity for you to go and reinvent your industry. This is again what Dr. Dali said. You cannot take status quo. You cannot follow the beaten path. You have to have your own path. And if you do, if you persist in what you're doing, surely success will happen, because India is now going to be the country for future commerce. It may be retail, it may be automobile, it may be agriculture, it may be your other infrastructure industries. India is going to go places in terms of its expansion plans. And all of you graduating now in this timing, you cannot get it better. There are a lot of opportunities. There are 1,000 startups in fashion today in e-commerce. 1,000 .com companies are there. And there are many more who will also come in. There are 3 big marketplace players there, Amazon, Snapdeal, and Flipkart. All the conglomerates are into fashion. Aditya Birla is into fashion, Reliance is into fashion, Future Group, then you have Tata's, everybody into fashion. We at Landmark very much are there with, we are a $6 billion group, and India we are in lifestyle with Max, we are $1 billion. We are also having our own e-commerce called Landmark Shops. All of us are there. The issue is not dearth of opportunity, the issue is not dearth of talent. It is whether you have tenacity to see through it and whether you are pursuing what you are having in a methodical way to see the transformation. I am sure the talent like NIFT, because we have experienced, we have enjoyed, we have reaped the benefits of NIFT and other fashion institutes who are now a part of the Landmark group, making the company grow. And this same thing, definitely it's possible for you to do in any other company, as long as you set your mind and then go after it. I wish you all the very best. I'm very confident that NIFT Bangalore students will come out in flying colors, and you should definitely be fortunate to be part of this famed institute, NIFT. And definitely over the next 10, 20, 30 years, you will set your own path and bring honor to both NIFT as well as the country. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. May I have the honor to invite Mr. Atul Ujaga to share his words of encouragement with our graduates.
Good evening, Professor Shivalingam, Dr. Koshi, esteemed members of my fraternity, students, parents, and everybody else in the room. So it's a big day, huh? Where 2 years, 4 years have gone. So I'll talk casual. I'll talk like students, because a part of me is there sitting one amongst you. And when I was sitting in this dais right next to Professor Koshi, actually Professor Koshi taught me. So believe it or not, my Kotler, my first marketing principles were all from him. So I still bow down to that knowledge and that teaching, in all humility. So where 2 years, 4 years for all of you have just gone by, right? Here you are, a proud day for all of you. You would be stepping out into this world. And I was thinking while coming here, what can I offer you? What can I speak to you as students who are going to be going into this world? And what little gyan, if I may use that word, or nuggets of wisdom, or even experiences I can share with you in those 7 minutes allocated to me. Ye 7 minutes hai tumhare paas, uske baad. So 7 minutes is my time, but I think where I can add value is share some of my learnings and share some of my experiences and what I have learned through this journey. First, I think people ask me, okay, today I manage a business of $500 million of sourcing, and all that is me and my team in India, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan, that 3 countries, what we manage. It equates to a lot of volume, and that too only in apparel. We are probably bigger than several other buying units all put together. People ask me, and I've been fortunate to be able to graduate at that time from NIFT when we were, and thanks to Dr. Koshi's efforts, saving AMM, right, and letting it continue and not die. And we were fortunate. We were some of the early birds who got some great learnings during that course, and were also fortunate to be able to go outside of India into other countries and get that exposure there, come back to India, and a very proud Indian is that, setting up our sourcing base in India, hire people, hire a lot of Niftians at that time, and kind of take that whole wagon through. But apart from, people ask me, hey, what does success mean? And what does it constitute? And what defines success? So if you all, you have already made a cut that you are with NIFT, right? You are not in any other institute. It is the most premium institute of India. You made it through that cut. You made it through those 2 years, whether you worked hard or not. or partied or 4 years of your design, but you finally done that do. So all laurels are on you, right? You've already achieved a lot. But a lot more bigger plans are there for you. Your day has just begun. And if somebody asks me, what does success mean? And I just have this little 3 words to share what success would mean to all of you. And this is what one of the takeaways for you could be. First is intelligence. You cannot be successful without intelligence. Now, what is intelligence? When I was studying, knowledge was intelligence. If the guy next to me knew more and he could put in the paper more than I would, he would get more marks and therefore he's more successful, right? Today, you guys are all blessed that that is not your measure. It's abundantly available on the net. You want to do whatever you want to know, it is at a press of 5 seconds. So knowledge is all there. So what does intelligence mean? Intelligence is a faculty of a human mind where all the inputs that are being given to you right from your birth through this phase of your life, through what you would learn, you are able to assimilate, distill, and take out what is needed in that situation. And that is intelligence, combining all that inputs into rational choice and a logical decision at that particular point in time when the situation demands that. So my first submission to you, intelligence is the key to success. The second, and you cannot get beyond that, is hard work. In any domain, in any stream that you are in, without hard work, you will not get anywhere. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter how much you know, until and unless rubber hits the road and you are able to convert that action into an output, you are not going to be successful. And the third part, or the third element of success is which is called grace or luck or God's, good karma, whatever you want to call it as. That is the third keel that comes into play for you to be successful. You need all 3, and mind you, all 3 to be successful. And that is my first point which I would like to share. Second, all of you are especially this generation, right, which has seen the haves and the have-nots kind of, become more polarized, which is blessed in a lot of ways to be here. The affluence and the money and all that kind of rides on everybody. There are 4 goals which are defined in our religious connotation. One is artha. So you got to go after, artha doesn't only mean money, it means a lot beyond money, right? So first goal of yours as you step out of NIFT is to of course pursue wealth and get that going as much as you can. The second is karma. That is also one of the main role of mankind. You got to pursue that. It has also various other connotations. The third is dharma. So as you progress in your life, as you become manager, as you become leader, as you become powerful, and as you become somebody that people look up to, make sure that you treat others with humility. Make sure you do not have to step over a lot of shoulders for you to stand tall. Let people gravitate you to make you taller. And that should be the leadership style. I'll talk a little bit about leadership as well. But in your path to achieving money, power, fame, fortune, just take care of your people and your team that rides with you and makes you look good. And the fourth, and apart from this artha, kama, dharma, which is dharma is doing the right thing the righteous way, right? You also got to seek further who you are into the liberation mode, into moksha. And that is the final goal. So all these 4 need to go together. Don't leave one behind and not the other, and try to have it all take you through in that platform. So now my last point is about one other functional aspect which is very close here and which I speak about. It's called, it's a very hackneyed word. It's used several times. It's called leadership. So how many students think they are leaders? Raise your hands. How many students think they are leaders? Okay, about 5%. So you guys are not leaders, huh? The other 80%, you think you are not leaders. You are who you are, but not leader. Because leader in Indian connotation is a negative word, right? It is such a such a word that nobody would want to enter politics or be a leader or be in that space. But let me tell you, all of you sitting here are leaders. You don't have to lead people to be a leader. You have to lead yourself to be a leader. And that is a fundamental difference which I want to implant. A lot of great thoughts were shared by Dr. Koshi in terms of the vision and why India cannot have a brand in so many years as well. And I work a lot in the global space, so I have seen half the time I'm traveling, and my job has taken me to over 60 countries, believe it or not, and it's a lot of leadership that I have interacted with. It's a lot of factories that I have been to on the global platform. One thing and I'm a proud Indian, so while I'm saying that, I'm a very, very proud Indian, but one thing where my head hangs a little low vis-a-vis others, and I'm talking even Sri Lanka, and I'm talking even Pakistan as a country, believe it or not. Forget Southeast Asia and the Europe, Turkish counterparts. One thing where we can do better as a country and as people is leadership. We do not churn up that entrepreneurial leadership that kind of our country desperately needs at this point in time. Our factory owners, they are fine to make that first crore, 10 crore, 100 crore, and that's when they have taken care of their 5 family generations, they're out. They think of real estate. They don't think of, to your point, employing people to provide jobs. And India has 1 billion plus people, 1.2 billion, 1.3, around in that vicinity. Not everybody can be in the e-commerce space. Not everybody can be in retail. Not everybody can sell you in a Mahabazar or whatever, an item that you need. There is a lot of population who's moving away from agriculture into manufacturing. And our industry can be the catalyst of big, huge change. All the Asian tigers have ridden that change. Believe me, what I'm saying in terms of all the Southeast Asian countries have ridden that wave where manufacturing has been given prominence, infrastructure has been set up. But our country lags all that. We have lack of leadership in our political setup, which we know of, but also in our entrepreneurial ways how we can lead. Now, what makes a leader? Who raised hand that they are a leader? I'll point to you, ma'am. You were the first one who I saw. So just 2 words. What do you think a leader is? Or could be? Or anybody? Don't want to put you in the spot. Responsible person. Great. Sorry? Self-aware. Okay, self-awareness. A teacher. Skills. If at all you know design, does that give you a skill to be a leader? Does it give you skill, talent? Apart from that, team building, innovation, the most important component which you got to think about when you think about a leader is vision. What is your vision for yourself? What is your vision for your family? What is your vision for your near and dear ones? What is your vision for the teams that you lead or will lead? You got to have a vision around it. Otherwise, you are not entitled to be a leader. The second thing that a leader does different is passion. He goes after that goal or after that vision with a lot of passion. It's not okay, we will reach there somehow. And it is being driven. The goal is being driven towards that. There is a passion to lead towards that. So if at all you can keep, and passion comes with positive attitude. Somebody, a lot of esteemed colleagues spoke about failure and not being termed as a failure, but it's a stepping stone. It's very, very important again. But I leave you, with these thoughts. I'd love to come back again anytime NIFT wants to have me, speak. I love this exchange because a part of me is right there. And you have a very bright future as you step out of NIFT. So my only submission is make your parents proud and make it count. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I have the honor to invite Mr. Kedar Abshankar to address the students. I would also request him to administer the convocation pledge to the students once he addresses. Please, sir. Volunteers, please can you help him with the convocation pledge?
So, good evening. I must admit a couple of things before I start, or as I start. I think I'm in my favorite NIFT campus, which is Bangalore. And the second thing I want to admit is I'm deeply aware that I'm the last speaker. So my personal congratulations to all of you. It's a convocation day. The degree is coming your way, and I can completely understand what must be the feelings. Close to about 2 decades ago, I am, and I'm sure everybody on the dais there, at respective times, we've gone through similar journeys and similar moments. And there will be a bit of anxiousness, there will be a bit of excitement, a bit of nervousness and all that, which is absolutely fine. When you step out there, and as I understand, most of you have already begun your careers and your first jobs and so on and so forth. The only thing I would say is, and this has happened to me, last 2 decades, if someone were to ask me, Kedar, what do you think you've achieved? I would very humbly submit that I think I was lucky, God was kind, and I operated in the company of some of the finest managers and people. When you go out there for the first 5 to 10 years, please have that vision that you are in it for at least 10 years. And these 10 years, please make a commitment to yourself that you will spot, and you will spend time and energy with great minds that will meet you. Fashion is an amazing category, amazing industry. Various speakers on the dais have already spoken about it. I don't need to reiterate that. At the heart of fashion, there is so much of creation, there's so much of aesthetics. It's like movie making. When you make a new collection every 6 months, it's like releasing a new moon. There is technology, there is supply chain, there's sales and distribution principles, there's brand management, there's marketing, there's advertising, there's communication. Fashion has it all. And all I can assure you is, since we are from the industry and we sort of track this category very, very deeply and closely, I personally don't think the time could have been better than today for all of you to enter this category. This category has tremendous future, and it's going to explode as years pass by. Just be keen observers and learners of everything that you see around you, and something that will take you forward in your personal life. So congratulations once again. We at Aditya Birla Group, we are very proud to support, to stay committed to NIFTians. I personally, on behalf of my group, we deeply acknowledge the contribution that NIFTians have made, and as we speak, they're making, and we stay fully committed to widening and deepening our association with a fabulous institute like NIFT. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request to kindly administer the convocation pledge to the graduating students. All students are requested to rise and take the pledge.
to be fair, honest, and diligent in the discharge of my duties as a professional, to uphold the dignity of the individual and the integrity of the profession, to utilize my knowledge of design, management, and technology for the glory of the institute and in the service of the textile, apparel, and accessories industries, and for the progress of my country and mankind at large. I will, in my profession, uphold the values and ethos of nation. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, sir, for your very enlightening words and also for administering the convocation pledge to our students. With each passing year, ladies and gentlemen, it becomes more and more challenging for us to assess talent and reward excellence amongst the brightest students. NIFT continues to promote and offer avenues to its student community to excel and to outperform. The number of accolades our students earn each year is growing rapidly, and we are very proud of each one of them. To promote excellence, NIFT has instituted 3 awards, the first of which is the Best Academic Performance Award, given to a student with the highest cumulative grade point average in every program at every center. The other 2 awards are for Award for Community Service and the Student of the Year Award. These awards are given to one most deserving student at each of the centers. All these awards carry a citation, a gold medal, and a cash prize. I kindly request our chief guest to present these awards to the award winners. I also request all our dignitaries on the dais to step forward for the award distribution. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the first category of awards for NIFT Bangalore. We start with the Best Academic Performance at Master's level in Department of Fashion Management Studies. Please put your hands together for Ms. Kadambari Ratnakumar. The Best Academic Performance at Master's level in Department of Fashion Technology goes to Ms. Jayanti Selvaraj. Jayanti is not here to take the award today. So we move on to the next award. This is for Best Academic Performance at Bachelor's level in Department of Fashion Technology, which goes to Ms. Anushruti Gaurav. The Best Academic Performance in the Department of Fashion and Lifestyle Accessories goes to Ms. Purva Singhania. The best academic performance in the Department of Fashion Design goes to Ms. Ankesha Yadav. The best academic performance in the Department of Knitwear Design goes to Ms. Raghavi Priya. Raghavi is again not here with us today to collect the award. So we move on to the next award. This is for the Department of Fashion Communication. Best academic performance, please put your hands together for Ms. Riya Khattar. The best academic performance in the Department of Fashion and Textiles goes to Ms. Gayatri Kannan. Can we have a huge round of applause, guys? These are the gold medal winners. We move on to the second category of awards. Now we have the Student of the Year. The award goes for Miss Aishwarya M. We have an award coming up for academic excellence with community service, and this award goes to Mr. Samit Kumar. Many congratulations to all the award winners. A huge round of applause again for all of them.
Moving on to the next set of awards. In order to motivate students on all the NIFT campuses towards all-round excellence and to generate a healthy competitive spirit, NIFT has constituted the NIFT Awards for meritorious students. These awards not only recognize the academic performance but also take account the students' regularity and achievements in competitions organized during the year. It includes good conduct, academic record, attendance and participation in extracurricular activities. We present you the students who have made a mark this year as NIFT meritorious students. The award carry a cash prize of 15,000 rupees for the first award winner, and in some departments they have a second prize winner who are awarded with a sum of rupees 7,000 rupees. So we start from the Masters in Fashion Management. The first award goes to Kadambari Ratina Kumar. Moving on to, thank you Kadambari. Moving on to Bachelor's in Fashion Technology, we have 2 awards. The first one goes to Radhika. The second award goes to Priyanka M. Moving on to accessory design, the first award goes to Sandeep Kumar Giri. The second award goes to Purva Singhania.
What's your message to them?
So whenever someone asks you that how much are you willing to do for this, so always answer that whatever it takes.
From that, we moved on to the fashion design department. There's only one award which goes to Ankesha. Can we have a huge round of applause, please?
So what do you think you're going to get this award? Something standing out other than others? Tell me.
Moving on to the knitwear design department, we have Malika Gupta. The next set of departments have both 2 awards. First is the fashion communication department. The first award goes to Riya Khattar.
Fashion community is very popular now, of course.
The second award goes to Kunal Moza.
So why did they
Last but not the least, the textile design department. The first prize goes to Bhumika Bhati. The second award goes to Gayatri Kannan. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for all our award winners. We come to an end of our award distribution ceremony. We now move on to the presentation of degree certificates to the graduating batches. The first department to receive their degree certificates is the Department of Fashion Management Studies, NIFT Bangalore. Ms. Kritika GK, Center Coordinator, Fashion Management Studies Department, is requested to lead the students onto the stage to receive their degree certificates. The batch consists of Akriti Magun, Anu Varghese, Ankita Paladwar, Ankita Swaroop, Ontolina Sikdar, Deepika Meenal, Disha Bajoria, Disha Sood, Divyanshi, Farhan Sharif, Gokul Kannan, Harita Bulasu, Himani Khurana, Ipshita Bora, Kadambari, Muhammad Shafi, Nigose, Nitika, Nivedita Bharadwaj, Pinakita Gupta, Pooja Kumari, Ragini Khandelwal, Rosalind Thomas, Sagarika Pada, Sakshi Jaiswal, Sakshi Sehgal, Shalini Saklani, Shivam Taneja, Shivani Ambikapati, Shreyasi Billa, Simran Saini, Solomon, Shrishti Raut, Sukriti Bhatyani, Sunil Kumar and Vandana Subumar.
Okay, that's the photo op for Department of Fashion Management Studies. Can we have a huge round of applause for this batch, please? Thank you, Ms. Kritika and the batch of Fashion Management Studies 2016. Thank you, Fashion Management Studies Department. We are now ready to welcome on stage the Department of Master's Program in Fashion Technology. Mr. Joseph Reggie will lead the students onto the stage to receive their degree certificates. This batch consists of Anita S., Apurva Khare, Chandana Chaudhary, Chilisiri Sajeev Sarika, Ekta Jassal, Harika Pulasi, Hemant Kumar, Irum Noshin, Jayanti S, Kirtana N, Mahajan Abhijit Arun, Namita S, Nikhil Sudham Mali, Preeti, Sahiti Koma, Shipra Vats, Shrutika Agarwal, Shravya Kirtana Madrol, Sujit Kumar Subhash Birnale, Suvrajit Nandi and Yakinul Haq FA. This is in. That's the photo op again for the Department of Fashion Technology Master students. Huge round of applause for them, guys, please, for their big moment. Thank you, Mr. Joseph Reggie and the batch of Masters in Fashion Technology, and congratulations. Please now welcome on stage the Bachelor's Program of Fashion Technology being led by Ms. Dunali Das Pajpai, Center Coordinator for the program. She's leading them onto stage to receive their degree certificates. The batch consists of Aruni Sajid, Aditi Saxena, Antara Paul, Anushruti Gaurav, Ashish Kumar, Drishti Saraswat, Gyanendra Sagar, Kanishk Maurya, Kopal Jain, Kumar Ritvik, Pragya, Prerna Purushottam, Priyanka M, Radhika Mendirata, Ranvijay Singh, Riya Sachdeva, Saurabh Kumar, Shivam Agarwal, Shriti Sudipta Mishra, Soumya Raj, Sujit Kumar and Suman Kumar. Guys, a huge round of applause, please. This is the Bachelors of Fashion Technology. Thank you, Ms. Janali Das Bajpai and the batch of Bachelors in Fashion Technology. Heartiest congratulations.
Moving on to the design courses, we start with the AD department. I would request Mrs. Sharana Basapa, Center Coordinator, Fashion and Lifestyle Accessory Department, to lead the students onto the stage to receive their degree certificates. The batch consists of Aishwarya M, Akash Kumar Gupta, Akriti Sinha, Arzu Gupta, Ayushi Patni, Betsy Debrati, Gaurav Roy, Jeenal Nilesh, Kata Krishna Kumar, Abhiram Vivek, Manav Jyot Kaur, Neha Tadepalli, Nidesh Shashi, Paridhi, Priya Chaudhary, Purva, Rimjin Sharma, Ruchi Tiwari, Sandeep Kumar Giri, Satrupa Naik, Sejal Rakesh, Hazan Halim, Stuti Unial, Tanya Naveen, Tenzing, Ujjan Bhattacharya, Vasundhara Gaur and Vibhu Srivastava. Can we have a huge round of applause, please? That was a photo for the Fashion and Lifestyle Accessory Department. Thank you, Sharan sir. We move on to the Fashion Design Department led by Mr. C.A. Ryan, Center Coordinator for the Fashion Design Department, onto the stage to receive the degree for their students. The batch consists of Akansha Menon, Ayushi Chaudhary, Ayushi Yadav, Abhinav, Aishwarya Gupta, Amrika Mohan, Ankesha Yadav, Anuv Das, Arunim Kumar Srivastava, Dea Banerjee, Jinu George, Hari Krishnan Inturi Varsita, Jennifer Joy, Jyoti Deepak Jyotsna, Karen Thomas, Malvika Das, Mitali Kushwaha, Mithun, Monica Yadav, Nancy Gupta, Nisha Topno, Nitin CJ Nivedita Nair, Rishu Kumari, Rupal Sangvi, Sahana Samuel, Saurav Kumar, Surbhi Rani, Shushmita, Tanya Dheer, Umang Sharma, Varun Arora and Varun Kumar Ranjan.
That's the badge for fashion design. Please put your hands together, guys. Thank you, Mr. C.A. Ryan. And congratulations to the batch of fashion design. Please welcome on stage Ms. Shelly Bandari, Center Coordinator, Knitwear Design Department, who is leading the students onto stage to receive their degree certificates. The batch consists of Akshi Gaurav, Ananya Chaudhary, Anuja Negi, Anuradha Hanmappa, Krishna, Shanika A. Patel, Malika Gupta, Manya Mehrotra, Mehak Preet Kaur, Mohini Batra, Mohammad Johar, Najila, Neha Kunkal, Nikita Goenka, Nilay Vanrai Khan, Nishita Kapoor, Pratik Khotial, Raghavi Priya, Rajshri Mishra, Rishma Varghese, Sai Prashanti, Samit Kumar, Sanika Naran, Sansa Satish, Shalini Bharti, Shalini Verma, Shreni Thomas, Soma Debarma, Sugandha Tomar and Subhashri Mazumdar. Can I have a huge round of applause for them, please? This is the batch of Knitwear Design 2016. Thank you, Ms. Shelly Bhandari, and many congratulations to the Knitwear Design batch. We now welcome on board Fashion Communication Department, who is led by the Center Coordinator, Mr. Raja B. They are coming on to stage to receive their degree certificates. The batch consists of Arushi Saxena, Aishwarya Singh Katoch, Anmol Shri, Aparna Ramesh, Aparna RV, Apurva Shri Prasad, Ashwin M, Athira V, Bhavya Jha, Dipanjali Rawat, Divya Jyoti Kalita, Divya RV, Fayaz PK, Gautami N, Jitin Vijay, Kritika Gupta, Kunal Muza, Laksha Sujit Amin, Madhu Yamini, Meena Lathar, Norbug Yamatso, Priya Chaudhary, Rahul Ranjan, Riya Khattar, Samhita Sharma, Sanjana Rabi, Shivendra Patel Sinha, Shravan Kumar Sundi, Smriti Sahu, Somesh Kumar, Vishal Singh and Yukti Gupta. Bigger round of applause, guys.
Thank you, Mr. B. Raja and the batch of Bachelors of Fashion Communication. Moving on to the Textile Design Department, I would like to invite Mr. R. Ravi Kumar to lead the students onto the stage to receive their degree certificates. The batch consists of Anita, Anuja, Anushri, Anushta, Atira, Baby Kumari, Bhavna, Bhumika Bhati, Deepshika Chaudhary, Dravya, Gayatri Kannan, Gayatri Dhawan, Hari Shankar, Jhilik Rajak, Megha Bhuvalka, Meha Parekh, Nilesh Ranjan, Nitika, Nupur, Purnami, Ritesh Kumar, Roshni Vyam, Ruchi Kumari, Shalini Naidu, Shreya Chavra, Shubha Dev, Shushmita Patil, Vinay Kumar Singh, Vrishali Vinod and Zeba Pal. Can we have a huge round of applause for them? Thank you, Mr. Ravi Kumar, Center Coordinator, Textile Design Department, and the batch of Bachelors in Textile Design. Can we have a huge round of applause for all the students who have graduated this year? I would also like to extend a warm thank you to our chief guest for presenting all the award and degrees to our graduated students. Thank you, sir. May I now request all of you to be kindly seated on the dais. With this, we come to the end of the distribution of the degree certificates. Heartiest congratulations to all the graduating students. May I now call upon Dr. Vibhavri Kumar to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Dali Koshi, Director and CEO, ATDC and IIM, for his kind consent to be the chief guest for the Convocation 2016. Thank you, sir, for sharing your invaluable insights with our graduating batch. I would extend my thanks to Ms. Vandana Kohli, filmmaker, musician, writer, and BOG member NIFT, who is a great asset to NIFT as one of the resource persons. I would like to thank Mr. Vasant Kumar, Executive Director of Max Fashion and Easy Buy India, Mr. Atul Ujagar, Country Director, Nike's Apparel Sourcing Operations for South Asia, and Mr. Kedar Upshankar, Joint President and Deputy Chief Executive ABOF, who have taken out the valuable time to be the guest of honor for this gracious occasion and bless the graduating batch of students. This function would not have been possible without the magnificent alertness and support behind the cool countenance of our director, Professor V. Shivalingam, NIFT Bangalore. Thank you, Professor Kavita, for the enlightening academic report. Educate and raise the masses, and thus alone a nation is possible, said Vivekananda. This is what the competent faculty of NIFT Bangalore has been doing. Thank you, esteemed faculty colleagues, for shaping the future of tomorrow and extending your support towards the Convocation 2016. This function would not have been a success without the support of Admin Department, especially Joint Director, Executive Engineer, and Accounts Officer. I also thank the academic staff and supporting MTS. I would fail in my duty if I do not thank the core team who have toiled with the support of faculty, staff, and students to put up the Convocation 2016. Finally, I would like to thank the graduates of the 8 batches who have assembled here, and thanks especially to your parents and family members for coming all the way to our campus. It is the glint in the eyes that actually makes us feel both happy and proud. It reaffirms the faith in what we're doing towards society. Their presence had made all this difference to this function. To the graduating batch of 2016, I must confess, thank you for giving us this proud moment. And finally, you have graduated now. It's time for all of you to party tonight. But I would leave you with these words of Steve Jobs: stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you, one and all. Wish you all the best, dear graduates.
Thank you, Vibha ma'am, for such nice words. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now requested to rise for the national anthem. Kindly note the national anthem is being composed by our guest of honor, Ms. Vandana Kohli. May we have the national anthem, please?
Janagana mana adhinayak jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Jala jaladi taranga Tab shubh naame jage Tab shubh ashish mange Gahe tab jaya gatha Jana gana mangala dayak jaya hai Bharat bhagya vidhata Jaya he, Jaya he, Jaya he Jaya, 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 Jaya he
Thank you everyone. With that we come to the end of a very enlightening and a very delightful evening. Thank you for joining us today. May I request our dignitaries to please join us for high tea and thank with all the bottom of my heart for making it today and blessing our graduates and postgraduates. I request all the students to please remain seated till the dignitaries leave the venue. Please remain seated till the dignitaries leave the venue. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Can I request everyone to celebrate? Now is the time for you to throw your capes. Do you need instructions? First FT department, then MFT department. Again, we are very, very, very proud of you. Thank you so much. Okay, last bit of instruction guys, please remember capes have to be returned. Collect the certificates from your center coordinators, please. Guys, please remember there is also food, khana.